Hello guys, welcome back. Just a quick update on the workout timer. I made a few changes to make it look more app-like. So now we have this container style of page both on the list page and on the runner itself. Then as you can see, we only see the next 3 exercises and not the entire list, which makes it more pleasant to look at. And then you can also start, pause and resume an exercise, a workout, by clicking anywhere, not just the button at the bottom,
Shoulder rolls.
for example, and you can pause by clicking again anywhere. And when you're paused, you can end the workout, but if you click outside of that button, it will resume. And this is pretty much the update that I made just so that this is actually usable. And if we look at how this would look on a mobile app, it will look similar to this, and you can end workout and the list is like this. But of course, if you have a bigger device, maybe a tablet, maybe you'll start seeing the blue background. Anyway, functionality wise, this is it. But you will see that in code I changed how this page works. Let's have a look at the code. So first of all, I've added a new class in the domain, and is this exercise runner timer. And this is where you have the start, the pause and the stop button, and it will start the interval so that every second we still execute the same execute second every time. Another thing to notice is that we have this is started, it's stopped, is paused and is running, and this will help drive the UI to see if we should, which buttons we should show at the bottom and things like that. And the other thing to notice is that this class has the runner in its constructor as a dependency, and also that it has an onChange method that might be there. And if it's there, it's called every time a second passes or every time we call start, pause, stop. So now in a React state, we only have the exercise runner timer, which is when we load, after we load the workout from wherever it is. In our case, it's just local storage. We create a new runner with a new browser runner action, and we pass that to the exercise runner, and then we set the exercise runner in the state here, and then we simply use it. Now we define the change function to call update UI, and when update UI is called, we just get some values from the timer itself and we store those into local states. And because we save that in local states, when one of these states change, then the UI refreshes, and that's essentially how this all works. And of course, this is also covered in tests, and you might wonder, wait a second, how did you test if you have a set interval in there? That would be a good question, so let's have a look at the test. It turns out that Jest has a lot of functionality, and for this we can enable use fake timers. I believe you can enable this globally for all files or just for specific files, and I believe you could even enable it just for specific tests, but I'm not exactly sure about that. Go and look at the documentation of Jest about this. The good thing about this is that after you enable the use of fake timers, which essentially will override what set timeout and set interval clear timeout, what these methods do. And after you do that, in your tests, what you can do, let me go down to a place where I used it. You can specify how much you want to advance the time programmatically. So here you can see that I start the timer, and nothing would happen. But if I call this method and advance the time by 2 seconds, then the timer will go and current second will be increased 2 times. So it starts at 1 and it goes 2 and 3. And that's what I'm testing here. But yeah, the code is not waiting here for 2 seconds. It's just advancing the time internally and calls all the callbacks that needs according to all the set intervals or set timeouts that we defined previously somewhere. And yeah, that's basically it. Another thing to notice is that in the exercise runner I also have a reset button, a reset method to set the current second back to 1. And then the other thing that I did is that I have the current second as a private variable here, as a private field, and then I have a getter that exposes that, so that this current second externally is a read-only property, and the only way to set it is by calling the reset method. And of course I've added a test for that as well, but it's not very interesting. There are a few things then you might want to notice, a few tricks that I used to make my life a little bit easier. So now you'd notice that I have these three kind of folders here, but they are not folders. What I did, I created a workspace and I listed the folders that I have in the workspace file. So I have this domain and this React, and you can rename those, or you can leave the name out and it will take the name of the folder, I believe. But it doesn't really matter. Then what I like to do is at the bottom I like to have folder for the root as well, just in case I need to modify some files that are on the root. Otherwise you won't see those files and you would have to go manually to the folder and open them probably in a separate VS Code window, and it's just a little bit complicated. So if you list the root as that, then you can expand it when you need to edit something there, and you can click on the files. And the reason I like to do this code workspace file and use that is because now when I start a terminal with Control Shift and for me is the apostrophe character because I have a UK layout for the keyboard, it will ask me in which folder I want to start the terminal, and then when I need to open both terminals or a specific terminal quickly, I can now select from here and just select it, and you will see in a second that it will open the terminal in that specific folder. And if I open the other one, if I open the other one, the React one, it will open in the React folder. So I find that very useful. So yeah, pretty much that's it. That's the entire update. I will try to keep future videos short as well. Let me know if you prefer otherwise, and make sure you subscribe to stay tuned with all the changes. I believe in the next episode I will show you how to buy a domain, how to put this somewhere in a almost free fashion. So yeah, make sure you subscribe and see you in the next video. Bye.